unfortunate.
Starting.
Stream health?
Stream
A-okay?
health? Question mark.
There we go.
Okay,
It's counting down.
We're good. We're oh my god. Wow. We're God. I mean good.
Get it.
Alright, let's
Hey
begin.
everyone! Welcome to Talking Time with Caffeine, the only podcast where we drink caffeine, or eat caffeine, or do stuff with caffeine, where we talk about our lives or world events.
And speaking of caffeine, I'm actually reviewing another soda. Mountain Dew Spiked Lemonade spiked with prickly pear cactus juice. Non-alcoholic.
Drink cactus juice. It will quench you. It's the quenchiest. Especially in the desert. Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's give it a quick taste test as we begin. Oh my god. The fuck? It kinda exploded again. Wow, it's 2 cans now that did that.
Exploding Damn you, Mountain Dew. Damn you, Mountain Dew.
God damn, fucking
Does anyone hear my TV?
No. Fucking
You hear
Mountain
my
Dew's so powerful, Jesus Christ.
You know, fuck this. I'm putting Neo in.
Smells nice, I guess. Alright, let's taste it. A very interesting taste, I will say. Though I taste more of the cactus juice than... Wait, it is cactus juice, right? Yeah. I taste more of the cactus juice than the lemonade. What the fuck? Oh, shit!
What?
What? My dog snuck in here! Oh my god. We gotta close the door! Damn it. I'll just say something. What the fuck happened?
Never mind.
Oh my god.
I hope nobody heard that.
Okay, well, close the door.
Let's get started. We have the patient. We have the patient. What's his name?
That was loud as hell. Oh my god. That kind of scared me.
I have to slouch over in order to appear fully on webcam.
Wow.
What's your verdict? Is it good or bad?
Oh, the soda? Oh, it's pretty good. It's an interesting flavor, but I can taste the cactus juice more than the actual lemonade. Though, it does taste good nonetheless. A lot better than I thought it was.
I sit farther away.
Though I noticed how it says non-alcoholic. I wonder if it's because of the fact that it has spiked in the name, or if it has something to do with cactus juice. Probably spiked.
We could tell you who drank cactus juice pure, and can definitely tell you get spiked. Right? Ha 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 ha.
What? What's funny now?
Huh?
What's funny now?
Getting spiked with cactus juice. Ha ha ha.
I don't get it.
Cactuses have spikes.
Cactuses don't have spikes? Is that what you said?
They actually have needles, but still. They have spikes, I said.
Oh, it was supposed to be a pun?
No, it's also supposed to be a reference.
Oh. Of course I didn't get it, because it was a reference. Because Schnick knows all the references, I don't.
Yeah, it's an Avatar reference, actually.
And what?
From
All-in-Dar?
No, it's an Avatar reference. Avatar as in the movie Avatar, or Avatar as in the cartoon series Avatar? Cartoon series. See, you gotta be specific with these things. You say Avatar now, it could be so many things in the in the world?
More specifically, alright, well, Vanda, do you care to explain the reference?
No.
No, you don't know? So do I have to explain it?
Yes you do.
So there's an episode, well, you referenced it earlier, like, maybe indirectly. It's the episode where they get lost in the desert because it's when Appa gets stolen.
Oh.
And they're walking in the desert, they're like dehydrated. They come across a cactus, Sokka ends up chopping it off, and he takes a little bit and he drinks it. And for the rest of the episode, he's basically acts like he's on LSD.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, ladies and gentlemen. Nickelodeon.
Early 2000s Nickelodeon. Which they were good, by the way.
Yeah, basically because, that's the quote I was quoting when you first mentioned the drink.
But anyways, on to more serious topics. Here at Talking Time with Caffeine, not only do we talk about our lives and silly things, we also talk about important things too. Like, so you guys heard it? What do you guys know about
the Vegas shooting?
Yeah.
The Vegas. Yeah,
I knew you were gonna bring that up, actually.
I saw some video footage of that. Oh my god.
Yeah, apparently there's already conspiracies about it.
Yeah, apparently they were saying there was a second shooter on the 4th floor. And of course, ISIS or whoever they were claiming responsibility and now a lot of people are starting to take them less seriously because this is like the 3rd attack or something like that they claim responsibility for, and it was found no evidence to back their claim was provided or found.
They're just that damn good. Oh, wait. Literally, I heard of the shooting, I think the day after, while I was heading to school on the radio station.
I actually saw the news of the shooting for the first time when I was first dropped off at school, and as I was walking in the hallway to come into the room, I seen the TV's changed to a news channel talking about the attack.
Yeah, and yet the thing is that nobody's even talking about it in school. Nobody at all.
Oh my god. I'll tell you one thing, maybe it's because it happened close to me, but after Newtown happened, nobody would shut up about it for months on end.
Wow.
Speaking of that, is this the first American thing in a long since Newtown?
No, there's the Orlando nightclub shooting that happened just a year ago. In fact, originally the Orlando nightclub shooting was considered the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history until this one took over.
Okay, people, stop trying to outdo each other. Killing is bad.
Okay, guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Pretty much, yes. And even then, Newtown, like, sure, it set a record for an elementary school incident, but it didn't set a record for school incidents in general, because Virginia Tech still has the record for that.
Oh shit! Special guest is back. Holy shit. Okay.
Hey!
Yay!
Okie dokie.
Alright,
we're talking about...
It's Mario's, twin.
Yeah, right now...
Shaved.
It's not even fucking... Why do you keep saying that? We don't even look alike.
Because of our glasses.
No, it's because your face is similar. Oh my god.
Ow! Oh my god. Well, anyways, yeah, this is our...
It has like that roundness to it.
Yeah, we're talking about shootings right now and tragedies in America. Mainly the Las Vegas thing and other things like New Hope, and the Virginia Tech, Columbine, Orlando, the Batman thing.
Oh, actually, before we get deep into the topic again, I need to explain a couple things to our special guest here because he asked me a little bit before it started, how do podcasts work? Well, I don't know how other podcasts work, but for this one specifically, we just talk about, well, okay, depending on what the topic is, we basically talk about what we know or, you know, any experiences we might have had with it or something similar. it's not necessarily just, you know, pure facts like news. It's mainly just whatever we know about it.
It's mainly about our lives and stuff, but sometimes roll of facts just happen to happen at the same time. So.
Okay.
Yeah. We just mentioned the Las Vegas shooting.
Cool. I guess.
Wah, wah.
Another inside
that's...
joke.
Yeah.
How's that inside joke?
Because that's a thing that we only do.
No, everyone does the freaking wah wah.
Not our special guest. Not yet.
Okay.
At least. No, that's what I do. Stop it.
Hold on, I'll get my...
No, see, now that's an inside joke. That's an inside joke.
Oh my god.
Because I've only ever seen you do that.
Oh, you're talking specifically how it's done. Oh. Okay, well, we're going off topic here.
Like always.
Yes.
That's the thing we do. We go off topic.
Okay, let's get back on topic.
Yeah, like I was saying, some people say it's already has conspiracy theories about it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of stupid. Like, why the fuck are we making conspiracy theories about something that happened, like, really recently? Like, there's no fucking
That has,
way.
like...
There's no fucking
And there's, like,
way
hundreds of video footage.
There's no fucking way that you can already, you know, say some bullshit within, like, a few days of it happening. There's no fucking way.
I know when people are going to keep out saying it was all fake. Probably somebody's going to say that soon, like, oh, it was all fake, no one really died.
Oh,
yeah. because an event that had hundreds of videos uploaded to the internet, and there's like video footage of all angles as it happened, that's certainly fake.
It's to the point where the news has to talk about it too.
Lucas movie magic. Yeah. And I was saying, people, stop trying to outdo each other.
What do you think about it, Ian?
I became deaf for the last minute or so. What happened?
Talking about Vegas.
Right, the shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meh. People are fucking idiots, Gunner included. The human race should fucking suffer for what they've done.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
That's basically the top of it. Humans are idiots.
Yep.
You guys look the closest, don't you? I think you guys look the closest to the event.
Us?
Yeah.
I thought Las Vegas was farther away than that.
But we live way over on the East Coast. Me and Snick do. You live.
Well, I guess that's true.
Speaking of that, I don't know where you two live. Nor should I ask that question in the first place.
You sound a lot like Havoc.
Do I?
Yeah, that's another guy that collaborated on a few occasions.
Dude, that's because
uh-oh.
I'm not.
But
That's a pretty cool name, I guess.
I live in Ohio.
Oh.
People know that already.
How did you two meet up? Ohio's different than Arizona.
Well,
the magic of YouTube.
Well, I guess we can incorporate this as a topic. How we meet each other. I guess.
Okay, I'll start the story. It begins with me.
Oh god.
All right.
Okay, I used to watch this guy on YouTube called Nintendo Capri Sun. He did YouTube videos about games. One day he guest starred in a video of a guy named Lucky Jack 20 who was doing a Kingdom Hearts playthrough with guest commentators. I talked to Lucky Jack, asked if I could be a guest commentator. He said okay, and I appeared in his Pirates of the Caribbean Kingdom Hearts episode. One of Snick's friends commented on that video. One of his old friends, I think his name was Hyperscroll, and then I got in his videos where Snick replied to my comment or something and said hi to me, and me and him started talking about doing a Kingdom Hearts Let's Play co-op. So we did it, and that was like 4 years ago. And then Snick could continue the story from there.
Yeah, so that KH1 Let's Play took 3 years to complete due to a variety of factors. But in the meantime, I had basically retired from making Let's Play videos, and I ended up focusing on making game reviews instead. Eventually, I made a review of a really, really crappy Powerpuff Girls fighting game on the PS1. Mario here, Adam, ended up watching that review. He thought I was cool, and he subscribed to me and became one of the few subscribers I had to regularly post comments. That eventually got me to check out his channel. I thought he looked cool, and feeling the need to get another collaborator added to my list, I asked if he wanted to do a collaboration. And in his own words, he told me that since I was more famous than him, he was actually very excited about the prospect of someone like that collaborating with him, so he jumped on the opportunity. He started appearing in videos.
Let me stop you right there. Technically, I had more subscribers than you at the time, but you eventually surpassed me.
Actually, you had more subscribers than me when you first subscribed to me. By the time we started collaborating, I think I had just passed you.
Oh. Well, okay, well then there was a point where I had more subscribers than he did, but then he did surpass me. Now he's a few hundred away from me. Or, wait, no, I think I got that sentence wrong. A few hundred ahead of me. There, that's better.
Meanwhile, I started doing a podcast with Snick as a major guest star. In season 4, he brought along MarioTube to the thing too, and then eventually after a few episodes, I got stressed out and trying to produce it. So I asked Mario to produce it, and now he's the producer of the podcast.
Mm-hmm. And I basically pretty much streamed the thing and set everything up.
Oh.
And that's the abridged.
If you're wondering
and then I guess
that's the abridged version.
Yeah.
Brandon, who's absent once again because what?
Oh, I was gonna say, I guess it then picks up from my end.
What?
So basically,
yeah, it picks up from your end.
Yeah, from my end, it's a little bit short because, I mean, pretty much what happens is ever since I started producing the podcast for Vandalia, that's just a thing that I did for a long while, and eventually I met Ian during the beginning of my senior year, which is ongoing right now, and I've known him ever since the beginning of the year, and it's been a few months since then, and I decided to ask him if he wanted to come on today, and he said sure, and now
I did not say sure. I said no, and then I said yes.
Oh, well, you did. I don't think you gave me much of an answer at first, but oh well.
I have a question, Mario. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is he the one that sat with you randomly at lunch at the start of the year?
Sat with me randomly?
Like you were eating lunch and then you described one kid who just sat with you at lunch.
Well, that would be a no because he doesn't have the same lunch hour as I do. I don't really,
yeah.
I don't remember describing about anyone sitting with me randomly, but I do remember that I did talk to someone at the beginning of the year, and then I never saw him again.
Of course, then again,
lunch hour, but whatever.
Of course, then again, you're probably remembering anyways.
Yeah, well, guess what? That's a little unfortunate because this means that you didn't bring on the friend you made after Prince Asshole attacked you.
Who is this Prince Asshole?
Oh, I'll describe him, alright. I'll describe him in the main topic. Oh, and Prince Asshole, by the way, is also surprisingly, another inside. Well, maybe not surprisingly, but another inside joke.
Okay.
Along with onions and
It
earwax.
started with Shrek, and it just kind of stemmed from there, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the same Shrek game that Brandon broke.
You'll learn.
Eventually.
And then you run crying in the wind.
Let's just say I'm the first one who played it.
Yeah.
Fuck that game.
You know, is it me, or am I, like, one of the few people that find it interesting how friends are made?
Oh, friends can come from the most strangest of places, you know?
I suppose, yeah. But, I mean, I guess the process of how friends are made specifically intrigues me a little bit.
Oh,
Because
like how I became friends with Brandon?
Well, you became friends with Brandon because I brought him along the ride, and
Yeah, you brought him onto the Shrek on Xbox Street. You brought him onto the Shrek on Xbox recording, and notice I barely spoke a word to him until the big freak out.
I think I first met Mario on the Polar Express Let's Play.
Yeah, and you met me through Schnick.
Snake was our bridge.
Schnick Bridge. Yeah, I guess, yeah, like I said, what intrigues me is just how friends are made, though, you know? Like, when you, it's weird, when you think about it, it's kind of just like, how the hell does this work? But then, you do it, and before you know it, you're like, wait, how did we meet again?
Of course, when you get older, it gets harder, I think, to make friends. When you're younger, like preschool, elementary school, it's like, hey, we'll be friends? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll tell you one thing. That's not how...
I think it's... Well, I think it's more of like... Okay, when you're in elementary school, you may or may not have a particular friend throughout your life. But in high school, and I guess technically middle school as well, I guess it's a lot more complicated because I guess there's just a lot more things to consider as time goes on.
I guess the more older you get, you get like more untrusting. I say untrusting maybe, or like what the word is, but you just get more. I don't know.
I wouldn't say untrusting. I'd say more selective. You know.
Maybe that's the word. That's the word I'd use. Yeah.
Yeah, mainly selective, and that's not to say that being selective is entirely a bad thing. It's just how you're selective specifically. But it's kind of an art. Like, first you have to meet the person, then you have to maybe talk to them, I don't know, and then at that point, it just kind of flourishes from there. Also, it helps if you have a lot of similarities with the person. For example, me and Ian here, we both actually like Nintendo, unlike the rest of the fucking school.
Nintendo's still a thing?
That's gonna be a story. Once we... Oh yeah, my friend Jason's getting into Nintendo quite a bit. He's interested in rebuying a Wii after he sold his old one, and he was obsessed with getting Mario Party 2 again.
Well, I like Nintendo because I grew up with Nintendo, so I've always been a Nintendo guy.
I have my periods where I play Wii.
Huh?
I think I'm swinging around as a Switch.
Oh yeah.
That's evidential proof that I am a Nintendo fan.
I would have a Switch too if I was a poor motherfucker.
I would have a Switch if it had more games on it.
Nintendo Switch and 3DS XL. It currently has a case on it right now, so you can't. Well, I mean, you can kind of tell.
Like I told Mario earlier thing, I might buy a Switch next year with my tax refund, mainly just to play Breath of the Wild.
Really?
And maybe also Splatoon 2. Maybe Splatoon 2. Yeah. Splatoon 2
and
too.
Don't forget everyone's favorite classic.
What classic?
Shrek Breath of the Ass.
No, that's another inside joke. A lot of inside jokes now I think about it have to do with Shrek.
For my guess, it has something to do with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Well, this one, obviously. I think it's something I said.
A lot of inside jokes
you said, oh yeah.
A lot of inside jokes should die a slow, painful death, but not going to.
Nope. Because it's too good. But yeah, like, you mentioned how you're the only two who like Nintendo in your school. When we get to our main topic of our school experiences and how we were weirdos or how we behaved, that's going to be a topic that comes up in mine.
Yeah.
Probably mine too.
I mean, luckily it's not a situation where everyone seems to ridicule us. It just, I don't know, it's weird thinking that out of all the people that could be in a school, the majority of them aren't even Nintendo fans, or at least it seems to be the case.
Mine's even more ridiculous because it does go the extra mile.
But before we go to the main topic, I used to have a thing here. The guests for the podcast can pick a topic to talk about what they want to talk about. So, guests for the day, you have a topic you want to talk about?
Ian?
What?
He asked you if you want
I usually let
a particular topic because
I usually let guests talk about a topic.
Yeah.
So,
How'd you get into Nintendo?
How did we get into Nintendo?
I got one for my 10th birthday.
Mine is basically really simple. I mean, in the nutshell version, I basically got a Nintendo DS Lite for Christmas, and I'm not sure how I got the games for it specifically, but all I know is that DS Lite, I had Brain Age and New Super Mario Bros. DS as the two main ones I remember right now, and I just played that, and I was really into it, and then, I don't know, I guess that's just what I played a lot. For a lot of my childhood, I mainly had Nintendo consoles. I do have a PS2 still, and I did have a bunch of games for it, but despite that, I still mainly played Nintendo because I was just more into that. And I could have easily gotten a PS3 or a 360, but I still stuck with Nintendo. I guess it's just because I found the games more interesting, or maybe I just...
They were more unique?
That too. I guess it could also be the fact that I was just more familiar with it, so I wanted to stick with them instead, knowing that I was going to have a fun time with them.
Yeah, meanwhile, I was living during the Nintendo Second Wars, and I got Nintendo because my parents bought me for my birthday. The game they got me, so that...
Yeah, I do like all the consoles, like the ones I had back then. I don't really hate any of them. The only console I hated was the 360 because you have to pay for online, which I think was stupid. But yeah, and also yeah, I know Nintendo Switch gonna have that too, but at least they have it for super fucking cheap, unlike Microsoft and Sony. But anyway,
Just think your special guest is going to be disappearing for a second because I'm going to be washing clothes. Oh boy, the inconveniences are amazing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
We'll be back
special guest is gone.
for now, hopefully.
And readjusting cameras go.
Well, luckily it's not that bad, so thank God.
Maybe you should, like, two separate scenes or whatever, like one scene for 4 people, one scene for 3 people, and that way when it switches around, you got switch new scene, switch different scene.
Maybe.
That way you don't have to keep on readjusting your camera every time.
I could, but there's only one problem with that. I don't know what camera is gonna go to where, so that's one of the problems.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, speaking of, my first Nintendo game was Mario Brothers / Duck Hunt.
Huh.
I used to cheat. Yeah, I used to cheat. Put the gun right up to the thing, you know, TV.
Huh. Oh,
That
I
was a
thought you were going to say the light bulb. But yeah, I guess that's true. I actually did that with Time Crisis.
So so is that true about the light gun not working on flat screen TVs?
I think so, yeah.
Wait, it does work on flat screens?
Doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, I think I tried it on my TV that I have now one time, and I don't think it worked out, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not playing Time Crisis again.
Unless you want to try the controller route, but trust me, you're going to lose your sanity.
Was that game you reviewed?
Yeah, I reviewed the whole series. The later games are much easier to play with a controller, though.
Yeah, they're a bit more controlling, I guess. Well, I don't know what that... I don't even know what I just said, I'm sorry. Basically, they're easier to control, like Schnick said. Time Crisis 1's controller setup, oh my fucking god, it's a nightmare. I mean, for one...
Not to mention the game...
For one, your reticle is blue. 2, it's really fucking tiny. 3, it's pretty fucking slow. And it's overall annoying, honestly.
And 4, the game is hard as hell to begin with, because the later games, anytime you ran out of time, you would just simply lose a life, and anytime you died, you would just restart right from where you died. Whereas in the first game, running out of time equaled death, and death equaled restarting the whole stage.
Talking about Mega Man or something?
No, we're talking about Time Crisis 1.
Oh.
Well, I guess the series, technically, but Time Crisis.
I have a feeling I'm not a special guest anymore, and I'm just a random stranger that likes to leave and join occasionally.
No, you're fine.
Mega Man was the third game I got for Nintendo.
Oh, well.
Meanwhile, I've never spoken about my Nintendo experience.
Yeah, I know,
It
the My
started
Nintendo thing is
on
shit.
a dark and stormy night.
Hello?
Hi. Did you just
Hi.
hear us?
Should I speak now?
Sure.
You can, Mr. Schnick.
Okay. Well, when I was a kid, I was raised on PlayStation, more or less. But I did have a Game Boy Color. My first game on that was Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, which I thought my copy of it was lost, but I actually recovered it. And it still works, surprisingly. But what happened was I saw a commercial from, I kid you not, a Scooby-Doo game, and I first learned of the existence for the GameCube. Of the GameCube when I saw PS2 and GameCube versions of it being advertised. And I went up to my dad, and I was like, oh, can I have a GameCube? And he's like, no, PlayStation 2 was enough.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom and dad were very anti-games, and they only begrudgingly let me have a PS2 and a Wii. Especially, well, we'll get more into that when we get to the school stories, because you're going to see a very retarded thing I did that resulted in me losing my weekday game privileges.
Oh yeah, and also your dad was the type of anti-game parent where they thought, oh, if the console is not the most recent console, then it's obsolete, and therefore you should not have it at all. Or at least not buying it, I guess. I think he let you have it if it was still with you, but buying one that was technically to him obsolete, no, that would be a no-go. Honestly, for me, I want to say my first game was New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, but my parents keep saying that, oh no, your first game was actually Chicken Little on the PS2, and I'm like, I can't, I don't think I can accept that.
Chicken Little, another inside joke.
Oh my god.
Well,
I just know the movie.
Well,
actually,
Chicken Little
can
isn't
I
even
finish?
an inside joke, actually. Oh, you weren't done?
Can I finish my part?
Oh, okay.
Fine, Snick,
Yeah,
it's all
so-
about you.
Well, you've been talking for like the past 20 minutes or so,
Talking along.
I just
We've all
want
been
to...
talking for 40 minutes or so, except me. I've been gone for like...
Okay.
If everyone wants to be specific, it's been 35 minutes. There.
Well, what happened was, my dad did get me a Game Boy Advance, and eventually a Game Boy Advance SP, both of which he ended up selling to get my sister a DSi. And it wasn't until around the time the PS3 came out that my dad actually began to relent, and he let me get a Wii. Only because the PS3 was $600, and I was dying to play a Mario game. Well, Mario games. And I was actually very excited when I found out the Wii was backwards compatible with GameCube games.
Ooh. My favorite story is still... Sorry to interrupt you. My favorite story is still the original COM story for you and your dad.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
my
actually,
god. The one that made...
I was referring to that, actually.
Yeah, the one that made Rex like just show a face of shock. So that's to summarize that story. So I wanted to get Cage Chain of Memories on Game Boy Advance, and I asked for it for Christmas once, did not get it. Eventually, when we were walking through downtown Disney in Florida, I saw they had a whole stack of copies of the game sitting on a shelf. I pulled one off and I asked if he could buy it for me because he was there to get me like a present from downtown Disney. So we were there in the games section, and he tells me, "Sorry, Nick, Game Boy Advance games are worthless." Takes it from me, puts it back on the shelf, walks away.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that happened.
And 10 years later, whatever long it's been, he now owns all the Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah, because eventually I did get the PS2 remake when it came out. It wasn't until I ended up buying a GameCube with a Game Boy player that I finally got to play the original GBA version. And that was this year.
So do you have all 4 Chain Memories versions now?
Yeah, I have the original PS2 remake. I got the HD versions from PS3 and PS4, and the GBA version.
Damn. What about you, Ian? We haven't really heard much from you.
Well, I don't have many stories to share because they're all boring.
So what do you think yours has been?
Not boring, because... I mean, the way I got into Nintendo is that my bro had a 3DS and he told me to play, so I said okay. Because it was like 2013. So yeah.
So before that, you didn't play games?
Oh, I played a lot of PC games. Mainly the free-to-play ones, so like Team Fortress 2.
Huh,
No plus not included.
So you got introduced later in your life, unlike me or Vandalia or Schneck, huh? Interesting.
Pretty much.
What game did you play?
On the 3DS?
Mm-hmm.
Skylanders. That was my first game, I believe.
Which
Or
one?
was it Pokemon? I think it was Pokemon Diamond or Skylanders. One of the two.
Huh. Interesting. Well, glad that you apparently enjoyed it that much.
Welcome to the club. It's going to end soon, because Nintendo's an idiot.
Oh, now you made me sad because Nintendo Club. God damn it.
Nintendo Club.
Club Nintendo.
Oh, wait.
I know about that.
Shit.
I just never got in it, so
Damn
I
it.
don't know anything about it.
And that's replaced with shitty My Nintendo.
Nintendo's canceling everything anyways. Nintendo probably last for another year or two. They're like, oh, give it that now.
Good, and My Nintendo sucks.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Nintendo gets rid of everything after a year. Okay. Get rid of Miiverse, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of Wii U's.
Well, anyway, so explain Club Nintendo. Basically.
Well, mainly what happened at Club Nintendo, because I know what it is, I just don't know what happened.
Oh,
Nintendo happened.
Oh, well, basically, around the time Smash 4 released, they were going to discontinue Club Nintendo. One of their last prizes that you can get was if you got Smash 4 for both versions, Wii U and 3DS.
You could get Mewtwo? Wait, no, that's for another thing.
Well, actually, no, that was part of it. You can get Mewtwo for free. I think only on the Wii. Well, actually, I don't.
On both. On both.
Well,
I remember.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. On both. Sorry, I forgot. You can get it on both versions, and you can also get a soundtrack. Which, give me a moment.
You have?
Oh, here it is.
That's a yes.
Which I actually happen to own.
I knew it.
And, in case you're wondering, the soundtrack discs suck because they barely contain most of the songs at all. Like,
and that perfectly sums up.
Most of the songs aren't even on the discs that are in the fucking game, and I'm pretty sure that you could have fit way more than that. They do have the Club Nintendo logo, though.
And that's another. Trust me, that was. I guess that means it wasn't worth it to sink $100 into that piece of shit.
Yeah, that's another. I won't call it an inside joke per se, but we all like Nintendo, but we bash it constantly since Season 4 premiere.
Well, technically for me, I actually didn't pay the base game for both versions. I actually got both versions as gifts. Wii U version was on Christmas, and 3DS version was actually given to me by a friend, surprisingly.
Did they not want it anymore? Did they see it as bad? What happened?
No, my friend literally bought a new copy and gave it to me.
Okay.
So to explain it better, he had 3DS version already, but he went out to the store, bought another one, and then gave it to me, so we both had one. In case you're wondering my thoughts on the game now, at first I liked 3DS and Wii U versions, but then as time went on, I slowly started to not like it as much, and now I don't really like to play it anymore because online sucks ass. Like, seriously, every time I go on an online match, there's always input lag. I don't know if that's like that for every fighting game. Actually, maybe
it's not.
Yeah, but...
Because whenever I do it, it's all fun and good.
Well, literally...
And the times we had when we played, like, Melee... Wait, no, we didn't play... We played a Brawl. That was fun, I guess.
Yeah, literally, every time I get on, input lag. On both versions, by the way. And
on both versions, huh?
Yeah, and it just kind of makes it unplayable. And I literally tried my hardest to get it to work, but it's as if it doesn't want to work. And I know for a fact that it's only this game, because every other online game works fine. Splatoon 1 and 2 works. What other online games do I have? I'm trying to think, because that's like the one game I play online. Mario Kart works. Wow, I can't even think of anything else on top of my head. That's kind of sad.
Meanwhile, I've never shut up about this. The 3DS version I hated, and the Wii U version I was massively disappointed in.
It was good. I liked Super Smash Brothers, the 3DS and Wii U and such.
To me, I mostly play games for single-player stuff, and after Melee and Brawl had very nice single-player offerings, the 3DS version having, like, next to nothing made me completely hate it, and the Wii U version only barely adding stuff to it made me massively disappointed. I was particularly infuriated by the removal of the campaign for Brawl. Especially since it was probably for the dumbest reason known to mankind.
Because they wanted to?
No, because the cutscenes from Brawl's campaign were uploaded to the internet. Therefore, you ruin the reward, and therefore you don't deserve another campaign.
I mean, it makes sense to me. You deserve what you want.
What?
By doing Give me a second. You have to do as much as you can to get what you want, I think. I think that's how it goes.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Thanks.
Oh my god, you alright? You're asking
He's just joking.
Oh, you are?
I mean, that'd be my guess. Looks like he's joking.
Oh, choking.
No, not choking, just coughing.
Oh.
From what?
Either the flu/asthma.
Ah.
Well, anyways, the problem with them removing the campaign for that is mainly because they are literally complaining about the fact that the community uploaded footage of the cutscenes from the Subspace Emissary. Therefore, it's a very bad thing, apparently, and, oh, we can't have that, so we're not even going to bother to make a campaign. I mean, of course people are going to upload shit from there. I mean, that's just how the community is, and that's YouTube. But this is like...
So, by you agree...
Where they don't even have the times caught up. Except for when they had gifting like Steam does on the Wii Shop channel.
So, by you agreeing with their logic, you're essentially saying that no game is allowed to have a story.
No, I just think Nintendo's picky.
But yeah, so the removal of the campaign for that dumbass reason. Not to mention, I would have forgave it if it was like Melee and they made you work for the unlockables. They don't.
Speaking of Nintendo, Brandon told us last night that he signed up for the partnership, so they just won't get copyright anymore.
Huh? Could you repeat that?
Last night, Brandon told us that he signed up for the copyright on YouTube, so that they won't get copyright anymore.
He signed up for the Nintendo thing?
Yeah.
Well, he won't be able to live stream Nintendo games if that's the case.
No, he said he signed up. Hold on. No, he said he signed up for the
freaking inhaler.
He signed up for their partnership. Brandon did. So he can do that stuff.
Wait, so he is or isn't? I'm confused now.
Is. He went to the
Schnick, didn't you say that Nintendo's partnership thing made it so you can't live stream them anymore if you sign up for it?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Apparently
they
so,
did.
Yeah.
I thought...
So, if Brandon signed up for the Nintendo partnership, then literally he would not be able to live stream Nintendo games anymore. He could still upload footage, but yeah.
That's stupid. Again, Nintendo, you're stupid. We love you, but you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You have a partnership. You can upload videos. We won't copyright them, but get live stream them. Sorry, folks.
I mean, they're creative. That goes with their stupidness. You know, Splatoon, Mario.
Well, I mean, if you're talking games-wise, then I suppose, but there's a couple other things that are somewhat small that Nintendo aren't being creative of anymore. I mean, I will say the Nintendo Switch's concept is creative. I'm not denying that. But some of the small things like the eShop, I feel that they're getting less creative at.
Yeah, it's not their games we have a problem with, it's their policies. Like, we made the Switch now, no more Wii U games ever. Done. We're done. It's done.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and also they're removing Miiverse for whatever reason, and you may
I got that for my 3DS. Thank you, 3DS.
We did a whole topic on that.
And you may think at first, oh well, it's been a while, so I mean, it must be there must be a good reason to remove the Miiverse. No, there's not really a good reason, and here's why. First off, it hasn't even been a fucking year ever since the Switch came out, and that basically means the Switch is particularly new still, so it's not like the Wii U is completely dead at this point. Yeah, well, yeah, it ended up being a bad console, mainly because I'd say marketing. But I mean, I don't think it's completely dead. And well, removing Miiverse literally means that any game that incorporates Miiverse won't even have that feature anymore because of it. For example, Super Mario Maker, that heavily uses Miiverse in their stages. Splatoon 1, that heavily uses Miiverse in the plaza. And I don't know about you, but I kind of like looking at the posts in the plaza. And while it won't be a problem for Splatoon 2, simply because that game has their own thing, you know, that's not to say that other games that uses Miiverse, like Zombie U, which is another game, that heavily uses Miiverse as well.
Oh, and we have somebody in the chat.
Who is it?
A person named Kusuri Uri 1000.
Also, Lamont Stewart.
And also Hawk's cousin.
Oh.
Well, that's me. Not the I'm talking about the YouTube chat, not the can't Skype chat.
Oh yeah.
And I'm frozen again. Damn it.
No, you're not.
Like us, you're not.
Doesn't look like it.
I'm not. I'm good. Okay.
Hallelujah.
Are we gonna get to school stories eventually?
No, I don't like school.
We should probably.
Well, then,
because it's been like
yeah.
So far.
And now,
yeah.
For our feature presentation.
So I guess I need to start this because I'm the one that brought it up. So, yeah, when I was in preschool, elementary school, maybe a little bit into middle school, I was the weirdest kid you could imagine.
I was the introvert of the group, so I don't have anything special.
I'll tell you this much. Oh my god. I told some stories to Mario last week on Saturday. He did not expect anything I was going to say.
No, and I'm not going to again.
Okay, so
Prep for the unexpected.
I'm not going to retell every story I told last Saturday again. I'm just going to tell summarized versions. In preschool, I had a tendency to just completely lose interest in class, and I would just walk away and start imitating stuff I watched on TV. This included, but was probably not limited to, me walking out in the hallway while class was going on and starting to imitate scenes from The Emperor's New Groove, doing the same thing in class off in the corner with the trailer for the Jimmy Neutron movie, and doing the same thing at the breakfast table in my preschool, doing the Godfather parody from Rugrats in Paris, including drinking some milk and spitting it out into a nearby trash can, as my teachers pleaded with me to stop.
That makes sense.
Oh my god, Mario, I'm waiting to see what your reaction is. So now let's see if there's more stories from preschool I can bring up.
Were you able to do any backflips back then?
No. I'd never done a backflip unless you count swimming in a pool.
Oh.
What about jumping on?
So there.
Oh, I have a preschool story. Take turn stick, like we went in elementary school.
Okay, so there's one more imitation story I have, where this time we regress from me leaving the classroom entirely. No, we've evolved from leaving the classroom entirely to doing it off in the corner, to doing it during a downtime, to doing it during a freaking activity. So this time we were doing like a little arts and crafts plot project with some kind of silly putty or what's it called? Play-Doh. Some kind of shit like that. And for no reason whatsoever, I started singing Squidward is my best friend in the world.
Oh, you did fucking not sing that.
Squidward is my best friend in the sea.
Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me, Schnick?
Adam, you seem surprised.
Well, I mean, like, did you do this during a lecture, like literally in the middle of the lecture?
She was trying to teach us what to create with the Play-Doh or whatever. Yeah, I started doing it.
Damn it. Why do you do this to me, Schnick? Now I gotta have a fucking tic-tac.
Oh my god.
You somehow made me feel like having a tic-tac for your stupid story. Oh my god.
I realize that I am numb to this.
Good.
We all get there
I
eventually.
fucking don't know how you're numb to this, by the way, but I don't know. Maybe I just have more exaggerated expressions.
I'm more exaggerated when I want to be.
See, mine's not that. One of my stories isn't that exciting, but I remember all of a sudden, randomly, one day at recess, I was pretending to be a reporter.
Go on.
I had a stick. I was doing interviews, and I interviewed this girl who went on to tell me a story about how apparently how girls have a tough time swinging on swings with skirts.
Yeah, that sounds understandable.
It's something about, you know, lifting your skirt up and stuff, and she's like, what? Her friend told her to lift her skirt up to on the swing, but then it was weird to me in my. It was weird to me on my 6-year-old, 7-year-old brain, I guess. Yeah, that was it. That was one of my stories. Like this
oh my god.
Random girl told me about lifting your skirt up on the swing set.
Okay, sorry. Oh my god.
Alright, so I guess I can proceed. So, there's
Hey, give MarioTube and guest a chance to tell at least one story before you go on. Come on, it's sharing time. Share your time.
Okay. So do either of you have preschool stories?
Or elementary school stories or something?
I'll let Ian take the spotlight for a moment because I need to reply to this message real quick so I can get people to stop messaging me.
I don't remember a single thing about preschool.
There we go.
There's your story. I can make one up, I guess.
Oh, come on.
It's been that long since elementary school, has it? Or middle school?
Hello? Why did we just go completely silent? It's my phone.
I lost track on what's happening.
Oh.
Because it's not my turn, I guess.
God damn it! I'm trying to fucking get this fucking thing going, but somebody keeps messaging me, and I gotta fucking turn off the cameras so I don't reveal anything important. So I'm,
So can I keep going then?
Stop.
I guess.
Lying.
Alright, well, so I got a few more stories to tell from preschool.
Swear to God.
There's... If you couldn't tell already, I had trouble with the law, so to speak.
What?
The law.
If you couldn't already tell, I had trouble with the law, so to speak. What happened? So, obviously, it's preschool, there's sections where you have to have nap time. So first, can I say, what do you imagine the room sounding like during nap time?
Wait, sorry, what? I lost track.
I'm expecting snoring.
What was the
What do you expect to hear in the room during a nap time in preschool?
People pretending to be asleep.
If I was in your preschool class, something retarded.
Well, no, that's going to be something retarded. This is story time.
No, my preschool thought it was a good idea to play these weird, I don't even want to call them lullaby songs. It's like more of these dreamy, weird Teletubby fever dream shit that they played at blastingly loud volume.
What the fuck?
And, yeah, so they played it all the freaking time. At one time, I decided, you know what, fuck this. I'm done. And, no, before you ask, I did not start imitating crap. What I did was, my little mattress thing where I was supposed to be, quote-unquote, asleep, was near a bookshelf. So I just grabbed the book off the shelf and started reading it.
Okay.
I remember nap time in preschool.
And
I don't.
Next thing you know, I hear this. Nicholas, put your head down!
What the hell?
My freaking preschool teacher was walking over me.
Like, no!
And I'm like, I told her no. I'm like, no, I'm reading a book. It's time for you to rest!
Are you fucking kidding me?
You're not my mom, lady.
Oh my god, you reminded me of something that happened one time.
Oh my god. It's like, schools are encouraging kids to read. You have one kid reading, you tell him not to read.
I wish high schools let go back years later. Like, why are you sleeping in class? Because preschool taught me to sleep in class. Like, you taught me that in preschool, teacher. Sleep in class. and now, I tried to do that in high school. You won't let me.
I'll just use that as an excuse when accidentally falling asleep in the middle of class. I thought it was nap time.
So what was your story, Mario?
So, the one thing Vandalia said that reminded me of something, so I was on a bus, and this was during elementary school, by the way. I was on a bus, and I don't know specifically what I did, but someone behind me told me not to do something or whatever, and I looked behind me, and some random person I don't even know on the bus. It was probably some kid's parent, specifically dad, and I probably actually told him that I don't know who you are. You can't tell me what to do.
Wait. Was this a school bus?
Yeah, school bus. It was.
And parents were on the school bus.
Field trip.
Oh.
So, anyways, yeah, I probably told that person that, oh, I don't know him, or I don't know you. You can't tell me what to do, or you're not the boss of me, or something like that. But anything pertaining to preschool, well, that's very hard. I don't think I can really say anything in particular other than how my experience was. And it's probably a little bit more interesting, maybe, I don't know, because, well, since I have autism, it was really bad back then, like, oh my god. But basically... Huh? What the hell? Okay. Anyways, so my experiences with preschool, well, it went like this. Basically, I don't remember a lot what happened during the day, except for when I was eating a sandwich at a table. I remember that my mom and some other person would be talking, probably a staff member or a teacher at that preschool, and we'd probably do some other things. I'm not sure. And the day would seemingly go by extremely fast, like, so fast that it's like, what the fuck just happened fast? Like, okay, I guess a better way to describe it is, have you ever had an experience where you're in bed and you're sleeping, and you close your eyes, and what seemed like a couple minutes later, you open your eyes, you look at the clock, it's been 2 or 4 hours later, or even more than that, and it only seemed like a few minutes. Yeah, that's kind of what that was. Slightly slower, but essentially that. It was really crazy. So yeah, that's basically middle school for me. Sorry, I don't really have anything.
I have a bus story. I think it was either kindergarten or maybe first, second grade, early elementary school. I was sitting in the bus, and then the kid behind me was like either playfully beating up the guy in front of me or really beating him up, like punching him. I forget what it was, but I kind of like stepped up. I kind of put my head up at the wrong time. He accidentally punched me in the face. I got a bloody nose, and I had to go to the school nurse.
Wait, someone punched you in the face?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because he was either beating up got my busmate. Either I forget if it was like a real like punching him, or like if it was like, you know, like that pretend punching him. But I kind of popped up at the wrong time, and my face accidentally got away with his punch, and boom, bloody nose.
Oh wow.
Alright, Stick, your turn again.
Oh wait, what about
My
Ian?
turn again.
Oh. You remember a story? You remember school? You remember anything happened in your school years now?
I don't remember my teacher's name. I don't remember my long lost friend's name.
What about you remember 11th grade? You have an 11th grade story to tell of last year or earlier this year? Senior, it's been a month since school started.
I guess.
Actually, technically, it's been like 2 or 3 months by now.
Like, or is it like as soon as school's over with, mind erase, school never happened?
Pretty much.
Like the Men in Black thing.
When it just comes to school-related shenanigans, I am not good at that.
What about anything with me and you? I mean, I think there's something you can tell. I know that for a fact. If not, I can.
Well, do you know that feeling where you just go, oh?
Oh my fucking god, that's a reference.
But yeah, that's also how I feel right now, because I don't remember anything.
Well, I can vouch for you and explain one thing we did recently.
Play Brawl at your house, because that's not school?
No. Well, no, school experience, though. But, okay, so we have a theater class together in first hour, and one of the things we have to do as a requirement is go and watch a play, either an in-school play or an out-of-school play. If we decide to go do an out-of-school play, then we have to have something signed by the director and then turn it in. If we watch an in-school play, we'd have to, I don't know, fill some form or whatever. And the plays were actually ran by the teacher that was in the class.
I remember something.
And will the director actually let you sign? Like, hey, Mr. Director, I know you don't know me because I have my permission slip. Like, go away, kid, I'm busy.
No,
but
it's not a permission slip. It's like a signature that proves that you watched a play outside school. But
at least they would do that. Like, be like, go away, kid, I'm busy here. But I need you to sign this. Like, I don't care. Sign it, mother. Sign it, damn it, sign it. I didn't get a good grade.
Our teacher said that at the end of the plays, the director will be standing out by the exit to just be there, and that's what he said. So
Yeah, he did say
Oh, and
that.
I also got a memory of a thing we did in theater, I guess. It was about like earlier in the year where we had to do a lip sync, and it's where we first. I think it was when we first met.
Yeah,
as a
when we
group.
first met. It was also our first project that everyone did in the class.
Yeah, and we were given a bunch of songs. I recommended let's do a song that's like from a movie. There were like 3 of them. Circle of Life, Lion King, Kissed a Girl from Little Mermaid, and Under the Sea, Little Mermaid. And we picked Under the Sea. And
this was in a group of 4? No, 5. Group of 5.
anyway, it was not about the play in general, but one of our members, a.k.a. Greg.
Oh, him. Oh, God. I remember that now.
He is a dumbass, I must pronounce clearly. If somebody by the name of Gregory is watching this, hope to God it's not you. I don't think many people watch podcasts like these. I don't know. I haven't watched podcasts, so I'm just going to relate everybody else to me and say that nobody has watched podcasts.
Well, anyways, go on.
Alright, when we were doing our plays, Greg wanted me to put on a frickin' clamshell bra because I apparently was going to be Ariel in the lip sync song group thing. Cause long ass hair. Even though we had a girl in the group, but she apparently knew the song better than us, so she was like the lobster that sang. Everything was so fucking backwards.
Yeah.
Luckily, he never made the bra for me, so that's great.
In fact, actually, the funny thing was that he was talking about bringing props, and
shit, you're right.
well, basically, nobody brought props.
And a side note, on the day when we had to show the teacher our play, he wasn't even there.
Oh,
so he just fucking abandoned us.
He also wasn't there the first couple days we started working on it.
I think it was just the first day. Then he stayed until the last day.
Yeah, literally he just bails on the last day. It was supposedly because he got an ISS, and this is according to the teacher, and well, actually, I won't go far into it until we get to that point.
Oh, he also got a full grade on it, even though he didn't rehearse it or anything.
Okay, I guess
because he was sick, apparently.
What I was about to say.
So our teacher was fucking forgiving.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, that's great, but Mr. Lasagna ain't so good on that part because Greg is an asshole.
Oh, that's an inside joke me and Ian have only. I guess I better explain
don't share it yet. I mean, you can share it now. I'm never really going to ever say it again unless we're talking about theater class.
Okay, well, basically, when he says Mr. Lasagna, it's a reference to the teacher's name. The teacher's name is Mr. Lazinski. One day, Ian here somehow got the idea of naming him Mr. Lasagna, of all fucking things. And,
hey, it sounded similar.
So, that just kind of evolved into an inside joke at that point. It kind of died off now, but, yeah. That's a thing, we were talking about at first.
Okay, so now for the part that I hate the most about Greg. In one of our plays where, okay, well, there's no shit, it was a lip sync, because I already stated that, but we ran into an argument where I completely forgot about it, except for the fact that I stated an example, and he took the example extremely literally, like, why would you do this? Why would that happen? Yada yada, fucking off topic.
Oh, I know what happened. You care to let me explain the details?
Oh, I remember now. He wanted me to do some shit, he apparently knew Russian, like 1% of it, because he used Google Translate. And he wanted me to say something in Russian. And I'm like, fuck no. Fuck off. And he didn't, so he continued begging me to do it. And apparently I had enough willpower to deal with it. And Adam helped me with it too. And then he kept on trying to make me say stuff until I stated an example where I don't know what's going to happen. So I stated an example, obviously, about if I want to know if my food's poisonous or not, or else I'll be humiliated and fucking die. And then he took it to later, like, why the hell would you check your food for poison? So I don't fucking die. So how do you do it? Can we get back to the topic? Thanks.
And
then it just ended there, and like everything stopped.
Yeah, literally. As soon as Gregory tried to figure out why Ian checks all of his food for poison or how he does it, yeah, literally the moment he tries figuring that out, he tries to
just
change
a heads
that
up.
to the main topic that we were
contributing to a
trying to
podcast
argue
right now.
about.
That might be going
And
on for about another
Schnick, mute your mic.
45 minutes, maybe. Yeah, that's just a warning. If you hear me
Nick, mute
talking.
your mic, please.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the topic at hand.
Oh yeah, there was also one point where I was seriously calling Gregory out on his bullshit to the point where he decided to revert to wanna go? Wanna go? He would just keep repeating wanna go. He said it so many times, I literally had to ask him, do you even know what you're saying anymore?
Well, did he even respond to that, or did he legitimately change the topic off to that?
No,
Or did he just keep on saying wanna go?
I think he just kept saying, wanna go, wanna go. Basically, the way I would describe Gregory is that he is a white wannabe gangster. White kid wannabe gangster. That's how I describe him, because that's how he is acting that time. Actually, that's how he generally tries to act like. It's really fucking annoying.
Yeah. And what's funny is that we were, apparently the lip sync group is a stuck group that we have to stick to for other crappy activities. Because you remember that thingy where we had to sign out like our different classes and such?
Yeah, we did
about
that
which ones we preferred and such?
We did that yesterday.
It was with our lip sync group with Mahala, Adam, Ian, some fucker I keep forgetting his name about it, and Greg.
Yeah, I think that's kind of stupid, actually, because, see, okay, mainly it's because, you know, you're supposed to be able to get used to not being nervous and all that, and I think that would help if we had different people to work with, and literally putting us in the same group over and over again, or at least that's what it seems to be going towards, I think that's honestly stupid and lazy, because that's just not making things any better. And I'm not saying that just because, oh, we're in a bad spot. No, I say that for everyone, because at that point, all you're doing is just getting used to those specific people, not just generally, you know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of the whole point.
Oh, Brasta's in chat.
Brasa, Brandon. Brasa is Brandon. What's at 279 is also Brandon. The same people. He says my school is fucking stupid. Oh yeah.
We were just describing one person. There's 1,000 others. Well, actually, probably like 50 or so, as notified in my PE class. Literally everyone's there is a white wannabe gangster, except for the black people. They are gangsters. Period.
Well, actually, or wait, did you say they're all gangsters? Period.
No, just the blacks, because they actually are.
I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't really say that.
I'm sorry if I'm racist.
There is one person in particular that I would also call a wannabe gangster because he's a dumbass.
So did you go to, were you at middle school friends with Brandon?
There's two Brandons I knew. The Brandon in the chat right now is only a high school situation that I met him in. The other Brandon, I met him in middle school. Also, apologies for describing how I met Brandon's in whether it was middle or high school in a really fucking awkward way. I don't know why I did it like that. So yeah, one Brandon middle school, this Brandon chat high school. That's all that I should have said. But yeah, and also to finish up theater in a nutshell, there's also some other stupid things. For example, going back to the lip sync project that we had to do. So I asked Lazensky a question, and that question was, does everyone have to lip sync, or can it be specific people? I was told it could be specific people, but then when we were given like a piece of paper that showed us our points for the thing, literally it said, no joke, that we all had to lip sync, even though that's not what the teacher said, and because of that, we weren't given full points for it, which also means that Lazensky was lying to us on top of that.
Maybe we just didn't listen to him right, maybe?
Well, no, because I was the only one that was told that, I believe. And I know for a fact that he literally said that not everyone has to sing. This is specifically what he said, in fact. Not everyone has to sing, but everyone has to be doing something. Which, on the day we were acting, everybody was doing something. Whether or not it was creative is irrelevant, because it was the first project, and I don't think how creative should be a factor in the first assignment. Considering that he didn't even prep us for any acting priorhand, because literally for the first 2 to 3 weeks we covered the history of theater, which you don't need to know if you're trying to figure out how to act, by the way. But yeah, creativity should not be a factor in the first assessment, especially if he did not prep the class to begin with. And apparently he decided to lie to me and say one thing and then, oh, no, that's not what you were supposed to do. Well, fuck that. That's what I was told, so what the fuck? And also, a couple other miscellaneous things in theater class. Well, actually, I think one other thing that I can think of. There's these two girls in particular, and it's only one of them that does this, but I swear to fucking God, every time we do something... Okay, right now we're doing improv. Every time they've been up to the stage to do an improv thing, literally, one of them would pull out their phone, and no joke, no matter what situation it was, they'd be like, I don't have any cell service. And here are the situations that they did it in, at least the most recent ones I can remember. Being stranded on an island, and then the substitute, which by the way we had a substitute today, this all happened today, the substitute decided to change it from stranded on an island to being in a blizzard, and also stranded, but mainly being in a blizzard, which was a total fucking change, unless I misheard something, but I don't think I did. And
it was a blizzard, and we have found a cabin that we could check out.
Either
that we couldn't get into.
Either a cabin or a cottage. Either way, literally she pulled her phone up. I don't have any cell service. Plane crash. I don't have any cell service. Well, no fucking shit, you're not gonna have cell service while you're in a fucking plane. You're way up in the sky. Do you really think you're gonna have cell service? Fuck no.
Oh, and guess what?
Especially in a plane crash. Are
you
fucking kidding me? Why would you even pull out a phone in the plane crash? Where are you gonna be like, this is a plane crash, guys? Fuck off.
Anyway, in the Blizzard one, in the Blizzard play that we did, with the girl that said that they have no cell phone service, she acted out and threw her phone. Well, she didn't throw it. She smacked her phone on the floor like twice and said, "I got cell phone service." Oh, goody goody.
Yeah.
And then scene ended.
Yeah, it was really fucking stupid, and this is legit for every fucking scene, and I don't understand why. Like, okay.
I even remember her before we did the acting parts with all 5 of us. She did it before when we were doing some improv. Like, I have no cell phone service. I have no cell phone service.
Yeah, it's
do you have cell phone service? Because I would like cell phone service.
Yeah, it's like, listen, I understand it when you do it like one time, but when you start doing it every single time you're on stage, you're not being creative anymore. You're just resorting to a tactic that you can only think of because you're lazy to think of something else. I mean, seriously, I know this is a beginning actor class, but is seriously pulling out your phone and saying, I have no cell phone service, the only thing you can rely on, that you can think of? Do you just fucking... Are you seriously
Maybe it's something that actually happened to her at some point, and that's the only thing she can reenact to be realistic. Because she didn't have cell phone service in a tragedy that was happening in her past, so that'd be my fucking guess as to why she didn't, to not look stupid.
Like I said, I know this is a beginning actor class, but for fuck's sake, you can do better than that in a beginner class. I mean, it's literally, improv is literally about thinking off the top of your head as fast as possible to act out a scene. But you do the same thing in the beginning of every freaking situation. And it's like, today it was back to back, actually. It was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't care if it makes sense for whatever situation you think it makes sense. It's not creative. That's what you're not doing. You're being you're being too predictable. You're being boring. Think of something else. Like, do you really think you're gonna go and fucking you know, do this and think, oh, I'm gonna get by pulling out my phone and saying I have no cell phone service? It fucking astonishes me how, you know, little she seems to care about her fucking acting. But the funny thing is that she chose this class because it's a fucking elective. Like, seriously. And also, that brings me to another point. I fucking hate it when I have to deal with a person that does not care about a class that they fucking chose. For example, a fucking person in my digital photography class, I was paired up with him. He didn't want to do shit, but he chose the class. How is that possible?
You thought it was gonna be a really good idea, but then it took something, and he didn't want to fucking do anything, so he just sat there.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
Like, we had to take pictures, basically, and he's like, oh, I don't want to take pictures. It's like, well, why the fuck did you take digital photography?
Because
we take
you thought it was just the freaking, you do nothing and it does it automatically for you. Isn't that right?
Oh, and the funny thing is, yeah, there is automatic options on the camera, but the teacher is making us do everything manually, and that's not even a bad thing. In fact, I think that's a good thing. Because, you know, why not learn about the camera and what it does? And, in fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of the options on this DSLR camera that we're using in class are on a ton of other DSLR cameras as well.
I hear DS?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
But, literally, it's like, you can't fucking expect to choose a class and then automatically think, oh, I'm not gonna do anything. Even if I have to do something, I'll just say I don't want to do it or bullshit it. No, you can't just do that. You sign up for a class, you gotta at least care about it. That's the whole fucking point of choosing it. You have to fucking care about it if you're gonna choose it at the very least. At least give a shit. God damn.
I don't give a shit about English. I don't ever want to do it, yet they fucking make me do it.
Okay, at least with English class, it's a required class, so at least there I can understand why someone wouldn't want to do it. But for an elective? If it's a forced elective, sure. If it's elective you chose, then why the fuck are you even here?
Why is English required class in
English classes in high school basically go like this. You read a story, you answer questions, you do tests on them, you write an essay on it, boom. That's your English class for the whole freaking year. Bullshit.
Yeah, do English class, but if it's a French class, you need to learn French. Why don't you? I guess you already learned English. You don't need the English class unless you're in a foreign country.
Oh, and I know this for a fact because First 2 years of high school in Colorado, that's exactly what they did. Oh, and they also made me learn annotations, which I personally hate. And 2 years here in Phoenix, they do the same fucking thing. So I know for a fact that that's a standard that schools do. At least in fucking Colorado and Phoenix, I can at least vouch for them, and I'm going to assume that that's what other high schools do, for the most part. It's fucking bullshit. I don't even know why they make us do it in the first place. Okay. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I got in a huge rant there. I just needed to get that out of my fucking system.
Hey, it's a good story that I don't have to talk for a while.
Alright, Snick, it's your turn, your turn again.
Sorry. Let's
my
have
God.
Schneck talk for a while. Oh my god.
It's your turn, Snick.
Yeah, yeah, because at this rate I feel like you kind of hijacked the topic and just rant about how school sucks when I intended to just tell weird stories.
I know, we gotta...
And that's why we... And that's why in school we learn to... In military school we learn to take turns.
Well, apparently I didn't learn that.
Alright, your turn, Snick.
So, I already told the stupid preschool stories. I only have a few more to tell from that. 2 more specifically. Both of them... So, one day the teacher decided we were going to read Green Eggs and Ham.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Yeah. So,
I read that for... I think I read that for a YouTube video once.
yeah, so... I don't know why, but she kept insisting to us we were going to eat real green eggs and ham.
Oh, wow.
While we
I
read.
guess it'd just be food coloring.
That's basically what it was, but for some reason...
It was spoiled.
But for some reason, I got uncooperative and chose, no, I don't want to eat real green eggs and ham. And the teacher just got all pissed off. I went to go sit in the play area, whereas everyone else was sitting in there, basically sitting in front of the whiteboard or whatever it was. The teacher comes rolling in with this frickin' cart filled with frickin' plates, and she gives me the dirty look as she rolls by. And turns out they were eating frickin' eggs with the yolk being food-colored green, and the ham was not food-colored. It was just this freaking ham. I don't even know if it was ham. It looked more like turkey that was covered with freaking gravy.
Costco, I want to reorder my food.
Yeah, like, way I see it, why would you feed freaking turkey with gravy to 4-year-old kids? But yeah, I didn't get to sit in on that. So, because I chose not to, being a stubborn little idiot. And then we get to my preschool graduation. It was legit. It was a legit improvised concert. There was no preparation whatsoever beforehand. It's just random. Literally, it was like this. All right, boys and girls, our next song. 1, 2, 3, yada 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 yada. Just random songs that basically the conductor pulled out of her ass. No, seriously. And the kid, maybe there was a rehearsal, but I didn't take part in it. I think I was sick one of the last days of school. And, yeah, like, the kids just magically knew what to sing. And meanwhile, I was just sitting there all confused. I don't know if it's because I chose not to sing, which might be the case, or it's because I didn't know what was going on. But on the home video, all you see is me holding this weird flag thing. I was just sitting there all confused, and I just occasionally shook it. And numerous times, the same teacher who yelled at me during nap time, and the same one who I gave attitude during the green eggs and ham incident, she regularly leaned over to me and kept saying, "Sing! Sing!" one of these times was actually caught on video.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you sing after one of them?
No, I did not. Yeah. So that's all I can recall about preschool at the moment. I'm sure I can recall more stories eventually, but now we move on to elementary school. There's some weird stories there. So let's see, kindergarten. Was there anything worth noting? For some reason, I was regularly taken away by a teacher, some random teacher that I would do random activities with. I don't remember why. Chances are it may have been a special ed teacher. I do not know. And at one point, she called me away during a session of indoor recess. And I selfishly kept yelling at her that I wanted to go back to class. And she's like, "Oh, I just want you to keep me company."
Oh, what?
And yeah, like that, there's weird implications to that. And I kept selfishly claiming I wanted to go back to indoor recess. Eventually, I got my wish, and I got a note sent home that, oh, so you like my schnick rage moments, right?
Yeah.
Getting back to Green Eggs and Ham, we were playing the Green Eggs and Ham Dr. Seuss board game.
What?
What?
Ooh, boy, that sounds super fun!
There's a board game of Green Eggs and Ham. Are you fucking serious?
Yes, there is.
Is there a video game of that too?
No, there's not, unless you count in the interactive storybook.
Hey, you guys waited for me. We can wait for Adam. Am I right, or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Alright, so actually...
I'm shit now.
We noticed.
BRB.
So should I keep telling?
Yeah.
He can watch the
Alright,
rerun.
so here...
He can watch the rerun.
Yeah, he'll watch the rerun. So, actually, now that I think about it, this entire day turned into a cesspool of shit. So on top of that altercation I had with that teacher, which, by the way, meant that they just chose to have other kids in my class do whatever it was. Like, it might have been a case study or something like that, so I had to endure class time regularly, though that's probably for the best, because that got me more educated. But, so, we're playing this Dr. Seuss Green Eggs and Ham mini board game. I almost said mini game. And literally the way we moved across the board was with a spinner, okay? And the spinner read 1 through 4. I ended up getting into some big schnick rage moments when I kept landing on 1, and I kept yelling, "I want to land on number 4! I want to land on number 4!" And the teacher obviously got pissed off at that.
I just looked it up. There's a Game Boy Advance Redux and Ham game.
Oh, shit.
You played the Game Boy?
I have a Game Boy player. Maybe I have to play it, but... Anyways, then we have the last story that happened, which was actually the first story to happen. So, lunch was announced, okay? Because I actually started buying my own lunch because I just wanted to see what school lunch was like. Yeah, everyone stereotypes how bad school lunch is, but I actually loved it. So, they announced that pancakes were going to be lunch. And I was excited about that because I like pancakes. Then our principal announces over the school PA system. By the way, this is what the principal sounded like. I'm not making this up. This is what she sounded like. Teachers and boys and girls, I have something to report. There has been a menu change in the lunch menu. Today we will not be serving pancakes for lunch. We repeat, we will not be serving pancakes for lunch. Instead, we will be serving noodles. Repeat, we will be serving noodles for lunch.
Thought of being from Oreo. Have an Oreo.
Oh boy, noodles. Sounds not fun.
Wait, noodles? What the hell?
Oh my god, so to briefly summarize, during the frickin' Green Eggs and Ham board game, I was having schnick rage moments since we moved across the board with a spinner. The numbers read 1 through 4. I didn't land on 4. I kept landing on 1, so I got pissed off. And then during lunch that day, it was the lunch menu read that we were going to be having pancakes for lunch. So I was excitedly ready to put my name on, because we had to put our names down for what we were having for lunch. That way we can get our meal tickets. And out of nowhere, the principal makes an announcement over the PA system. I already described how she gave the announcement. I'm not going to repeat. But she said, oh, what about for you? Oh my god. I'll do the whole thing again. You got it. Teachers and boys and girls.
Rewind.
I have an announcement regarding today's lunch. There has been a menu change in the lunch menu. Today we won't be serving pancakes for lunch.
Okay, question.
We won't be serving pancakes for lunch.
Why were you eating pancakes for lunch in the first place anyways?
Layers.
Inside joke.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Bang.
instead we will be serving noodles. Repeat, we are serving noodles for lunch. Thank you. Hangs up.
What the fuck?
That's the way she sounded, by the way. I wasn't making that up. So
You're a pretty good impersonator. Sounded just like her.
Mm-hmm. So I ended up throwing a temper tantrum, like I wanted fucking pancakes. I didn't want fucking noodles. So my teacher was like, just put your name on the lunch menu. There's gotta be something you want. I'm like, no, I want pancakes. Those 3 incidents combined got me a note sent home.
Oh god.
And I got grounded, obviously. And
No!
here's the way the James Bond grandma read the note. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nicholas wasn't good today. He refused to put his name on the lunch menu. He wanted to land on number 4. He caused an altercation in the hallway.
Oh my god. What the hell?
Was this what got you?
Yeah.
Got you grounded?
Didn't land number 4.
Yeah.
Like, what the... Is that seriously the only part of that it said? It didn't explain about the fucking board?
Is that what got you grounded?
That's what it said.
Is that what got you grounded until high school?
No, that's not the story. The story that got me grounded until the end of high school was more idiotic, but we'll get to that. Oh, speaking of grandma, one time I was trying to get the attention of my kindergarten teacher, and this incident all my classmates would remember for years to come. So I tried to get her attention while she was reaching to get something out of the cabinet, and I don't know why, I forgot, for some reason I had a brain fart, and I was trying to remember what her name was, and I was like, Grandma!
That went well, didn't it?
The entire class started laughing at me, and she looks over to me with this confused look. She was like this. Let me try it again. She was like this.
That fucking look you made, oh my god.
I bet she fucking yelled at you for calling her old.
No, she was just like this. Did you just call me Grandma?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I just remember a snickless moment I had in elementary school, like I think third grade. A teacher wrote in my yearbook.
I'll walk outside.
Have a good summer, dear. Have a good summer, dear. And I said, I am not a four-legged animal.
Alright.
That's right about spelling.
Rip camera for Snick.
Yeah.
I'm almost debating. Oh, what the hell? Fuck.
He realized.
Wait, what do you realize? Oh, right.
Alright, I'm back. I might have to go out in the hallways because everyone's trying to sleep. I don't want to be a disturbance, but for now, let's see. So, I described that kindergarten incident, and was there another kindergarten incident I can recall? Not right now. If I do recall any, there's always more podcast episodes, but there's a first grade story I can tell.
Okay.
So it's the first day of the year, and we're all introducing ourselves. The thing my first grade teacher did is that she had this puppet of a bumblebee that she basically gave a mind of its own, like that's typical of early school.
Yeah.
So basically, she's like, "Oh, it's Mr. Bumblebee or whatever his name was. I don't remember what its name was." She's like, let's pass him around, and you just need to introduce yourself to him." So all the kids are passing it around. They're introducing themselves to the class through it. It comes to me. You know what I do?
What?
I make a buzzing sound like this, and I toss it into the middle of the floor we were sitting on.
Oh my god.
And my reasoning was it flew away. So yeah, now I'm gonna go for a little walk. I need to get some exercise anyway. My phone's completely charged, so yeah.
Complete. Okay. Keep your camera like that.
Alright, so it's my turn now.
Yes, I will.
Alright,
Your turn.
Alright, so I remember a kindergarten story. At least once a week in kindergarten or every day in kindergarten, we took turns bringing in snacks, cookies and stuff. One day it was my turn, and I picked this girl named Katie to help me out. Help me. I only had two friends back in kindergarten. I remember one was Katie and one was David, but Katie was my friend for that day, and we were doing stuff. We had the cookies. Let's see, Toll House, I think, and we were setting up the cookies for dessert, for refreshment time, and then she taught me ballet. Taught me how to spin around in a ballet thing.
Oh my god.
I can still do it, kind of.
Oh wow. Huh.
I can jump. I don't know. I'm kind of fat now. I don't know how to do it now. But I used to be able to jump in a complete circle. I used to be able to jump and spin in a circle, about all the way around 360 degrees. And then in 8th grade, there's this girl I liked. Every time I got near her, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, couldn't talk to her, couldn't give you. I thought I'd really like. I got near, smiled at her, like I couldn't walk away. I couldn't do anything.
Oh wow.
Alright, you have stories. You have a story to tell now?
Me?
Well, either one of you do.
Oh, I got plenty. So
I know you got plenty.
Go after Schnick because there's something I want to mention that happened today as well.
You go before Stick.
That's if I remember.
After Schnick because I don't know how much or how long I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
well, honestly, I think it's. So should I just tell the story that because I fear that Mario's just going to go on another long tirade.
Well, just tell your story, Schneck, and then I'll go. I mean, we only got 10 minutes anyway, so.
Alright, so.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I need to tell. Well, obviously, we might have to make a part 2 because a lot of idiotic stories.
Yeah, apparently Brandon's been telling stories in chat. Brandon's been telling stories in chat himself.
I'll read it at the last few minutes, but let's quickly tell our last 2 stories. Alright, Schnick, go.
Alright, so this was the ultimate story that basically set the course of my childhood.
Oh, it even has that echo feeling to it.
Hallway.
Yeah, because I'm walking in a staircase that has echoing.
Oh, staircase. Close enough.
Oh yeah, this story will be pretty epic.
But now I'm walking outside the echo, but okay, never mind, it's still here. It's still here. A little bit.
Schnick, go.
So, yeah. So, this was in 3rd grade. And let's just say that 3rd grade started and story for another time. It's early.
I think you're freezing up.
Rep.
You're freezing.
Uh-oh.
Early. It's
Nick,
early March.
Can you hear?
Say freezing one more time, and I'm leaving and no story.
Freezing.
No, don't fucking do it for fake.
Rip.
Why?
Another inside joke. Mario banging his head like into the desk.
Okay, so can I proceed?
Take 2.
Yeah.
Alright, so into the staircase again.
Oh, goody.
So, what happened was, we were walking back, it was early March 2005. We began walking back to class from lunch. And the class clown ended up violently running out of line and banged his head against the railing. And he goes, "Miss, can I go get a pack of ice?" And she's like, and she annoyingly said, "Yeah, go on."
Why annoyingly?
Because he was the class clown. She was tired of dealing with this bullshit.
I can experience that. Since I was mainly the class clown as an introvert.
And then it comes to how I took it. That made me very impressionate. I figured, you know what, maybe I should do the same thing. This way I can go home early and play more games. So, I shit you not. As soon as we got into class, I faked a illness where I couldn't stop banging my head on the floor.
Oh my god, why?
You're about as creative as Nintendo, buddy. They're stupid, but they're unique, I guess.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and eventually eventually, when I banged a little hard, I was like, "Oh, my head doesn't feel good." And my teacher's like, she's like this. The nurse? With that exact face. And I gladly accepted. I go get my pack of ice. I'm sent back to the class. I wanted to be able to go home. But I was sent back to class after a half an hour or an hour. Turns out, obviously, my teacher didn't buy any of my bullshit. And
you can make your teacher buy your bullshit if you start bleeding.
Yeah,
I know that from personal experience.
I was not bleeding, so therefore she didn't buy it.
Yeah.
And
Could have been like the liar Jim Carrey liar thing and beat yourself up.
Schnick.
I'm kicking my own ass. Do you mind?
Schnick, fish and mailed
Why?
because you didn't bleed.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I basically was like Jim Carrey from Liar Liar, but so my teacher had called home. She said she described how I was intentionally trying to get out of class, and she also gave a progress report. I wasn't failing, but I wasn't getting completely passing grades either.
D?
Like, they were C's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, C's. My dad freaking hated me getting C's.
Oh, wow.
So, she calls them, I go home, my teacher keeps saying, "Oh, you're not in trouble, you're not in trouble, you're not in trouble."
You're
I'm gonna turn around.
She was lying.
She was lying. Because I go home, my mom and dad acted as though I murdered somebody. And they knew I only did that so I could go home and play games on my PS2. So they responded by saying, from that point on, I was only ever going to be allowed to play games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Plus holidays. Anything that was a school day, no. But, to add insult to injury, they were like, "Oh, you can play today. That's what you wanted, right?"
Okay, so I believe this will be my last time on this podcast because I'm going to have to do shenanigans, aka my laundry.
Okay.
Either that or I'm going to come back while this call's like ending in the last minute or so. When is this podcast ended?
When I say my catchphrase.
I don't know that catchphrase.
Not yet.
I probably won't ever know if I don't ever rejoin the call.
Now I'll tell you.
Okay. Well,
Alright,
yeah.
if you're still gone when we end this, then say what you would say if this was the very end of the podcast, like a bye thing or something. What the
Perfect.
hell?
That's his catchphrase.
Perfect.
Close enough. Oh my god. Okay.
Alright, so can I finish my story quickly?
Oh, it wasn't finished?
Yeah, I'm just gonna summarize.
It's never finished.
So, yeah. They initially put the rule in place, promising to put it back once I fixed the damages that I did. I ended up getting pretty good grades after the fact. I even became kind of a model student towards the end of high school. They went back on their claim and proceeded to never remove it until I graduated from high school.
Jesus Christ.
And the only reason why they removed it after high school was, well, my mom removed it more specifically. One was for the obvious reason they can't monitor me from college. And two, my mom believed that it would give me a chance to socialize on campus, which it pretty much hasn't, because I haven't met anyone that's enthusiastic as me.
Except for your season.
What?
Well, except for your two roommates, they're
yeah, the two that I couldn't room with this year, yeah, they were pretty into it, but my dad kept saying, "Oh, please try not to play. Please try not to play. Please try not to play." Now he doesn't care.
Wow.
Because one, he sees how I've made dean's lists at college for the past couple of years, and two, he also thinks that because of my successes on YouTube, that it's worth it.
I'm back.
Surprisingly, I thought your catchphrase was leaves call.
No, that was not it.
Okay, well, I'm done with yours. My story. Go on with yours.
Okay, so my story real quick. Okay, technically, this story would require a lot of explaining. However, I already did this like multiple times before. So if you really want to know what the explanation is, I can either explain it again some other time, or if the viewers really want, you can try looking for it in one of the previous podcasts.
Is it the Prince Asshole story?
Oh yeah, it's the Prince Asshole story.
Then go to my Schnick Plays Blood...
I've been waiting fucking a few hours to actually say this.
Then go to my Schnick Plays Bloodborne stream. He talks about it so much there that he practically interrupts me killing a boss miraculously.
Oh.
Is this different than your girls trying to stab you with a knife story?
It's
yes. It is.
No, the girl.
I was actually there as...
The girl attempting to stab me with a knife situation is like completely different. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was actually about to record some Resident Evil with him, but then the situation happened, so I actually booted him from the call, and I just recorded on my own, and then eventually he came in, and then after the fact he explained everything.
Yeah, so while he was recording it, it was literally, or the previous situation that started it all happened. But yeah, if you want to know the backstory, you can try looking for it, either in Schnick's Bloodborne stream or in one of the previous podcasts. But, apart from backstory, so this cyberbully motherfucker that I call Prince Asshole, and now I like the term Prince Asshole because it fits him nicely. So I was walking to where I would think my mom was going to pick me up. And I was walking towards her. I see her car pulling in, so I start running towards it. And to the left of me, I see Prince Asshole hanging out with someone other than his girlfriend, surprisingly. But I saw Prince Asshole. He called my name, and that's how I saw him. And he went like this. And then I didn't say anything.
What do you mean he went like what? What? What?
Oh, sorry. It's a hand gesture. You don't see it because my webcam is not on Skype. It's a separate thing on OBS. My apologies.
Okay.
Okay, well, all you need to know is that he does a hand gesture in which he has his hand in a handgun-like thing. He puts it to his head, like the fingers against it. Not like as a gun, but like, I don't know, your thumb is in front or no. I don't know. Basically, make an L with your hand, but with your middle finger on top of that. Put the fingers, not the thumb, on your head, and then kind of pull them away a little bit, and that's what it is. Anyways, so yeah, he did that gesture, and I continue running, and he's like, see ya, and he's just fucking smiling at me and talking as if nothing happened before, and I didn't exactly know what to do, because I, for one, did not expect him to be here, because he already fucking graduated, so really there's not really much reason for him to come back anyways, but for some reason he did, and I thought about flipping him off or saying something, but I had to act quickly on whether or not I wanted to do that or not. I decided not to do anything but look at him and continue running because my mom was there. If my mom was not there, I actually probably would have done something. Yeah, if he is in my school again and I fucking see him again and he says hi and my mom isn't there to pick me up or anyone's there to pick me up, I will seriously ask him, like, I will seriously turn to him, walk up to him, and ask him, why are you saying hi? Do you really think you deserve my gratitude after what you've done? Because honestly, the thing that he did was such bullshit that, like, he would say things like, oh, I'm sick of your shit, Adam, but then he goes to say hi a couple months later. No, fuck that. Like, seriously, why should he expect me to say hi back? Like,
Did the Men in Black...
Because to him, it's just a prank, bro.
Did the Men in Black get him with their light gun too?
No, he's just bullshitting the whole fucking thing. Seriously, I will go up to him next time he says hi to me. I will go up to him and ask, do you really think I'm going to say hi to you like nothing happened? Because do you honestly expect for me to give you my gratitude after what you did? And I will admit, an argument will probably ensue, but do I care? Not really. It's honestly his fault in the first place. I mean, I have evidence to prove it, so... And... yeah, the thing he did was just bullshit that day, but today, like, what the fuck? Why is he even there? And the thing is that it kind of scares me, because if he's just gonna, you know, hang around there after school hours, that makes me scared whether or not he's gonna continue going there just to fucking maybe do it on purpose or something. And I told my mom that faggot is here again for God knows why. I literally told my mom that faggot is here. That faggot cyberbully. And she asked me who it was, and I told him it was John, aka Prince Asshole. I didn't say Prince Asshole, but I just said his name. And I told her about it, and she's like... I don't know why she said this, and when I asked her why, she couldn't give me, like, an answer, I guess, other than, I don't know why I said it, but she would legit say shit like, oh, it was in the past, and it's like, what?
Brandon wants to know if it's Discord guy.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same guy. It is the same guy.
And that's why I don't use Discord. And also, Vandalia, real quick, the Men in Black don't use light guns, they use flashy things.
But yeah,
I have been corrected.
But yeah, my mom...
Thank you, Will Smith.
Hold on. Okay, so my mom would say stuff like, oh, what? It was in the past. Oh, he just wants to say hi. At least he's being nice. It's like... yeah, he's being nice, I guess, but that doesn't really change anything, because he's still a fucking cyberbully for one, he's still an asshole for two, and three, just because he's being nice to me now does not make me want to give him my gratitude. In fact, if anything, it makes me not want to give his gratitude even less. Like, I don't know why, I feel like I just messed that up, but... fuck. Yeah, I really don't want to give him any fucking gratitude. Especially if he's gonna be nice like that for no fucking reason. Like, no. Fuck you. You're an asshole, you don't deserve anything from me other than me calling you out on your bullshit. Because that's what you did. You called me out, or I called you out on your bullshit because you were a fucking asshole. That's what you deserve. Fucking being called out for your bullshit. Not a fucking high back.
You.
And I will seriously ask him not to talk to me again, because I don't want to deal with his ass anymore. Because, you know, if he's going to be like that, then I don't want to fucking talk to him, you know what I mean? But if he fucking says hi, I will legit go up to him and fucking tell him that shit, basically. So yeah, that's basically, what happened today. Now, really quick, I want to read what Brandon said in chat this entire time because I feel like it should be acknowledged. And then we're going to end this. Where does this start? Okay,
way back.
Alright, we're gonna do this rapid speed or something. Rapid fire. Okay. So these are all Brandon's comments. My school's fucking stupid. My middle school is even worse. Was even worse. Our other friend is Brandon. I'm Brandon. The first Brandon is spelled with the last 3 letters as D-O-N. The Brandon here in chat is spelled with the last 3 letters as D-E-N. Okay, then he says, when I was in middle school, there was a retarded kid that actually shit in a corner of a classroom and stunk up the entire hallway. It was fucking nasty. Another thing
I call it a lie?
Oh no, it's not a lie. There was actually...
Yeah, how do you know?
Because there's a witness that I knew that actually did see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a
You can't
kindergarten
base all
story
your
where
evidence on witnesses.
there
Well,
was.
Well, you can't, but it won't work as well.
Hello.
Hello.
There was a story for me in kindergarten where a kid had a toilet.
Well, anyways, so then he goes on to say, another thing that happened in my middle school was that someone put an entire pack of cherry bombs or firecrackers in the toilet and it blew up and flooded the entire hallway for a week. Then Birdman says, OMG, lol, your middle school was hell. Then Brandon says in response, yes, this shit actually happened in my middle school. It was a living nightmare. Then Brandon goes on to say, in my freshman year of high school, I was dressing out for PE, and in the locker room, there was a group of kids smoking weed. They stunk up the entire PE hallway for 1 week. That reminds me of a situation where someone in my old high school, aka the same one Brandon goes to right now, someone fucking vaped in the not in the hallway, someone vaped in one of the bathrooms, and it was so bad that it was literally foggy in the bathroom, and you could tell that it was a vape because it fucking smelled like candy. So, yeah, I had to tell somebody about that. It was fucking ridiculous.
There are people using vape in PE in the locker rooms. I'm just sitting there freaking alone.
In fact, it also reminds me how in middle school I was in a choir class, I believe, and
one of those rant thingies.
What?
You doing one of those rant thingies? Or?
No, it was just something that I'm relating to really quick.
Okay.
But it was in a choir class, and sometimes a few students or so would be put in a different room for a temporary moment. Why, I don't remember, but that's not important. What's important is that we were left unattended, and there were middle schoolers that actually vaped in that room. No joke. It was fucking crazy. And I'm like, what's vape? I never tried it, by the way. Then he goes on to say, and in my junior year, there was a retarded freshman that lit his hand on fire, expecting to not get hurt. Let's see. He then goes on to say, oh, and today there was a kid on one of the buses that threatened to bomb and kill everyone in the school except for like 8 people, and the bus got stopped, and he got escorted off the bus by police. What the fuck? Then he says, yesterday there was 2 kids that got kicked off my bus because they earlier tried to jump in front of a bus, and the deans then kicked him off of the bus. Him and his stupid dumbass friend. I don't know, the people in my school can be fucking stupid as shit. One time...
I don't remember anything from middle school, so...
He then says, one time in my freshman year, the lunchroom windows were busted out, and the vending machine's glass was broken. Vending machine wasn't even replaced, only the glass was. Now it's a mummy eater. We got a statute, I don't know. We got a statute as a senior gift last year, and then the same year, the senior prank was to draw penises on it, and then take it off the pedestal and throw it off the school property. It just got replaced last year. Oh, sorry, it got replaced this year. Then he says, I actually fainted in my first class of high school in my freshman year on the first day, and it was like a week before everyone else, sophomore, juniors, seniors. Something weird for my middle school. In the middle school's cafeteria, the ceiling would be littered with nasty mashed potatoes, and sometimes they would fall off the ceiling and into kids' food. Another thing that happened was my middle school had hot wings at one point as an entree, and I would buy those every time they were available. One time I didn't chew properly and started to choke on it, and one of the school staff actually came over and did the Heimlich, I don't know what that is, and saved my life. That was really cool. My middle school's lunch menu was better than my high school's lunch menu is. My middle school had Subway. What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, I wonder if it's legit Subway or like a knockoff version of Subway, but
maybe they just lived next to a Subway and made the kids go to Subway.
Huh. I bet my high school is going to serve turkey next month. Their turkey and gravy is actually pretty good. Did your principal actually sound that sad and uninterested? That's asking you, Schnick, about when you were explaining that. Okay, apparently it was.
What happened?
What?
Principals sound sad. What was it?
It was when you were explaining what the announcement was when I came back.
Green so did the principal
pancakes, the pancakes thing.
Pancakes. So was the principal always sad and depressed? No. Not even close.
Oh. Then he says...
She was very professional.
Then he says, I actually got sent to the principal office once in middle school. Here's how it happened. I was in media class and I was bored, so I started to send long email strings to my friend sitting next to me in rapid succession. Suffice to say, it actually crashed. The librarian's computer and then... Oh, it crashed the librarian's computer, and then shortly, 10 minutes later, my friend and I were called down to the principal office, and he yelled at me and actually printed off all my emails and threatened to tell my parents. Lol, it's actually pretty funny. Then he says, I got into a fight in middle school. It was in my orchestra class, and there was a kid who I was friends with, and yet he annoyed everyone else in the class. One day he pushed me off... One day he pushed me over the edge and I tackled him, and the fucking teacher said and did nothing. I didn't punch him, I just held him on the ground till he shut up. No one got in trouble, lol. I thought he said no one got shot. Shit, wait. I sort of got remembered something. Oh, really quick, there's a high school, wait. No, a middle school situation where someone across the table from me threw a pencil at my face and nearly hit me in the eye. I fucking got pissed off at him because not only was he just throwing random little pieces of fucking whatever at me, but he literally just threw it at me and nearly hit me in the eye. I got fucking pissed the hell off at him. The substitute at that time fucking did absolutely nothing to help. Acted like I was the one in the wrong. Like, what the fuck? And then he says, our friend Brandon witnessed me fainting firsthand. Wait, did I skip something? Oh shit, I think I did. Oops. Oh wait. Oh, that's weird. He then says, the kid I got in a fight with, I am still friends with. We're pretty close friends. I could have sworn I skipped something. That's really weird. I could have sworn I saw him put in the chat something about him fainting. Oh, wait. Oh. Stupid me. I already read it. Fuck. Okay, well, that's basically all the messages.
What?
Alright, finally.
No.
19 minutes and counting over.
Oh, there's one... Wait. There's one more thing. Oh. Brandon had a nice comment about Prince Asshole. Instead of doing what you suggested, Brandon suggested, no, sick Shrek on his ass. And when Shrek beats him up, he can then do the hang.
Yeah, and then Brandon was suggesting to fucking kick his ass.
And with that,
we're finally
we'll probably continue this next week. probably have a lot more stories to tell.
Oh yeah.
But
I do.
Might be another special guest when that happens.
And I have some stories to tell too. Now I know what the topic is. Anyways, so remember, folks, everyone, stop trying to outkill each other out there. 2, Nintendo's still cool, but their policies suck. And learn from your elementary school mistakes, so you don't repeat them in the future.
Greg sucks.
Yes.
And with that, enjoy the randomness. See ya.
Stay salty.
Bye-bye. Oh, and hope that maybe Ian will join again soon.
It will likely happen.
And hopefully Brandon will be here next week.
Yeah, that too.